All right, what is up, fishing world? Trevor Wagner here. It's an early Saturday morning. Sun's just about to rise. Pushing the kayak off, gonna be out for a few hours. Hopefully we can run into some bigger bass. If not, hopefully I can catch something. All right guys, come along with the journey. Let's see what we can find today. Wow. Somebody really wanted that thing. Just gotcha. Oh. Woo. That was a big bass. Oh. Woo. I don't know if you saw that because it might have been off the camera, but dang, that was a big bass. Oh, on the frog. Thought I had a good hook set. He jumped it, threw it. Oh, that hurts. Oh, woo. All right, the frog is getting bit. Got a lot of grass with you. Woo, you're a big boy. Oh, woo. That is a big boy. Woo, woo. Stuck you with the frog. Oh, you freaking choked it, buddy. You choked it. Whoa, calm down. Woo. Woo. Look at that stud muffin right there. I'm gonna move that rod out of the way. But woo. Look at that stud. Woo. All right. All right guys, well that's gonna do it for today. Like I said, I was only out here for a few hours. Got on some frogfish. You're gonna see that in a video. If you watch the short from Saturday, you see that one pretty good one I got. It wasn't very long, but he was fat. But again, let's head back to the tackle room, talk about my rod reel, lure that did it for me today, and that other fish that I caught today. Yeah, all right. Talk to you guys in a little bit. We'll see you in the tackle room. All right, guys, we are back in the tackle room. We are off the water. It's actually a couple days later since that short trip. Again, I only spent a couple hours out there on the water. Got on some good frogfish bites. Couldn't say I landed them all. You see from the video, I landed a good one. And I lost a few, okay? And I did catch that white bass right in the beginning of that video. So, let's talk about my rod and reel setup for frog fishing. And then I'm going to show you the frog that has just been, I don't know, this year, this frog has put in the work and has kind of become my confidence frog out there. So let's just show you what I'm talking about instead of me just rambling about it. All right, so first up, rod and reel setup. Those of you that watch some of my other videos where I've talked about frog fishing, it is the same frog rod, it is the same reel, and it's the same braid that I have on here. But for those of you that haven't seen it before, let me break it down for you. So my frog rod is the Dobyns Maverick series. This is the 735C. In other words, it's 7 foot 3 inches long. It is a mag heavy fast action. Now you can get away with a heavy fast if you're doing a frog rod, but man, I really love this as a frog rod. Works really well. It's rated for lures 1/4 ounce all the way up to 1.5 ounces. So you can throw smaller swim baits and stuff like that with this. But for me, this is my dedicated frog rod. And I have this guy paired up, again, with one of my favorite reels on the market. That is the Shimano Corrado. And this is the 200 HG. Again, when you're frog fishing, this reel is just, man, this is a workhorse of a reel. Absolutely love this reel. Now, when I frog fish, I'm not around a lot of lily pads, as you can see from the videos. In most of the areas that I fish, we do have some vegetation, but not a lot of lily pads. So, and honestly, I have found this actually is 40 pound braid on my braided line. You'll have some people throw 50, 60 pounds for their frogs. Man, 30 to 40 pounds is usually where I run. This year I stepped it up to 40 pounds because I knew I was going to be going to Gunnersville and some other places. So I put a little bit heavier line on there, but that's what I'm running. This is actually Power Pro braided line. Again, I used to love Power Pro. I still do, still a good line. But there's some other braided lines out there that work just as well if you don't want to pay the money for Power Pro. So again, 40 pound braid on my frog. Now let's talk about this frog that has like garnered most of my attention this year and has really been a confidence bait for me. And that is, let me get a little bit more slack in my line so you can look at it. And that is this guy right here, the good old Spro Flapping Frog. And as you can see, the paint is pretty much gone on this guy. There's a lot of paint gone. I've had to put this guy back together a few times or two because when they hit it, he just comes apart and he gets put back together. He runs good and this frog just gets the job done. Again, this is that Spro Flapping Frog. I couldn't even tell you what color it started out to be because it's pretty much gone. It's got a little bit of a translucent pearlescent bottom. To me, it's really all that matters, right, is the color of the bottom of the frog. Now, when they come up and eat, they're taking the paint off of the back. But yeah, this guy's been getting it done for me. And again, a flapping frog is not like your traditional frog. You're not casting it out there and just walking it back to you like bloop, or just walking it. If it's a pointy frog, you're just walking it. Or if it's a popping frog, you're just popping it, letting it sit, popping it, letting it sit, walking it, letting it sit. Now this guy, I cast it out and I kind of retrieve it back. I'll like reel it, then I'll give it a fast reel, kind of gives it more of a splutter as it's going, because again, those little legs are just kicking as they're coming across, creating a disturbance. A lot of times if I'm coming up to vegetation, I'll pause it for a minute, then pop it a little bit quicker to see what is causing them to strike and to hit it. So that's kind of, man, this guy's been getting it done for me this year. So if you're going to say summertime, outside of the buzz bait, what's my number 2 bait so far this summer? It's been the Flapping Frog, which ironically enough is kind of like a buzz bait when it's coming through the water. It doesn't have that metallic grinding sound, but it has a lot of those bubbles that are coming up as these legs are kicking across. So it's been working for me. Again, if you're new to frog fishing and you need to get some confidence and you're used to like retrieving bait and you're not used to walking a frog or popping a frog, give a flapping frog a chance. It might help you build up a little bit of confidence. So then you can switch to a popping frog or a walking frog and still get the strikes that you get on those. But again, for me, I don't have a lot of that vegetation on top of the water. So the flapping frog for me in this area has just been golden. All right, guys, that's enough yapping about my rod and reel and the frog that's getting there. So as you can tell from the title of the video, I love frog fishing. I absolutely do love frog fishing. But as you can see from some of that, sometimes, gosh, I just hate frog fishing. And it's only because the hookup ratio, right? So again, I'm not out there frog fishing every day. I'm not a professional. I'm just some teacher, veteran that just has been fishing most of his life and just out there having fun and having a good time. And sometimes with a frog, again, you're talking about those are some pretty stout hooks that you're trying to use to pierce into that bass's mouth. So there's times when you think that you just cracked them hard with a good hook set, and like in the video, he's over there jumping, and then all of a sudden he jumps up, and now comes your frog, even though you thought you had a good hook set, and you're reeling him in, and he's really, giving you a good fight, and then it just comes off. And to me, that's frog fishing, right? You get the glory of like catching good bass with a frog, watching the good blowups, and then a good fight, and then you have those times where you're just like, no, why do I frog fish? And it's for those times when you actually catch those good ones and you bring them in. That's why for frog fishing, God, I love frog fishing, but sometimes I just hate frog fishing. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along this short little frog fishing adventure that I went on. Comment down below. Do you love frog fishing so much that sometimes you hate frog fishing? Let me know down below your thoughts on frog fishing. Also, comment down below, what is your rod and reel setup for frog fishing? If you're new to frog fishing, I hope that I can provide you with some information for a rod and reel. Again, I could break it down if you ask me questions down in the comment section about frog fishing. I love to talk fishing, guys. So if you put questions down there, I'll gladly ask and, get to know you a little bit down in the comment section and kind of give you my recommendations. You don't have to buy exactly the companies I use. These are just ones that over time that I've just grown to love. I'm not sponsored by any of these guys. This is stuff that comes out of my own money that I pay for. So if it's coming out of my money, I'm going to give you an honest review of what it is. And I wouldn't be using it if it didn't work. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching again. And if you can, I know it's the dog days of summer, get out and fish and catch some bass. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'll be dreaming about frog fishing again.